The question of the week is the lowdown on fat, brought to you by the dietitians Karen, Kay, and Simran. So there are basically three types of fat in the diet. We're going to be talking about the ones to limit, called saturated, trans fat, which is the one to avoid, and the heart healthy fats, which are unsaturated. They include mono unsaturated and polyunsaturated. So one way to think of saturated fats is they're solid at room temperature. Think of a block of butter on the counter. It's solid as compared to a bottle of olive oil, it's liquid. And solid fats, such as saturated fat, when they go up in the diet, your bad cholesterol goes up. And when they go down or are limited in your diet, your bad cholesterol goes down. So where are the majority of saturated fats? One of them is butter. So perhaps instead of putting butter on your toast, think about putting peanut butter. And instead of butter in cooking, use more olive oil. We've got a picture of cheese here. That's definitely some to limit, and to maybe consider using 20% milk fat or less, so lower fat cheese, and think of it in small amounts as flavoring in food, such as goat cheese on a salad, low-fat feta, or a sprinkling of Parmesan cheese on your pasta. Red meat is also a source of saturated fat, so ideally with red meat, limit it to twice a week. That would include beef, pork, lamb, and choose the lean ones, such as tenderloin or sirloin or round steak. Think about what you put in your coffee in the morning. Are you putting cream? That is another source of saturated fat. So think about switching your cream to even homogenized milk, or perhaps go for a skim milk, 1%, or soy latte. Processed meats are also a source of saturated fat found in salamis, prosciuttos, bacon. Those are ones definitely to limit, and perhaps switch for heart-healthy choices such as turkey and chicken. You'll also see coconut oil. It's also high in saturated fat. We do not recommend to use this fat regularly as it will raise your cholesterol. So tropical oils along with animal fats are the sources of saturated fat. So definitely continue to limit your cheese in small amounts as flavoring, as well limit animal fats such as red meat, that's beef, pork, lamb. Trans fats. These are the fats you really want to avoid. They're mainly found in processed foods such as commercial cakes, pies, cookies, muffins, found in pie crust, found in Crisco, vegetable oil shortening. These ones, or these types of fats, cause your bad cholesterol to go up and your good cholesterol to go down. The good news is these commercial fats are being banned in Canada, and it will take about another year or so before industry has removed them from our food system. How do you know if something has trans fats? You look for the word hydrogenation or vegetable oil shortening in the ingredient list. Enough of the unhealthy fats. The healthy fats to include regularly are the unsaturated fats. An easy way to spot them is they're liquid at room temperature. There are two types: monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats. The monounsaturated fats are found in foods like avocado, olives, olive oil, peanut butter, most nuts. So these are fats that you want to include regularly. Polyunsaturated fats They are found in soybean, they're found in corn oil, and also sunflower oil. They're also found in nuts and non-hydrogenated margarine. A type of polyunsaturated fat is omega-3. That's the healthy fat found in fish, and ideally you want to eat fish 2 to 3 times per week. Good choices are salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring. If you're a vegetarian, plant sources of omega-3 include flaxseed, perhaps include 1 to 2 tablespoons sprinkled on your food, such as your oatmeal or on salads. Almonds are also one of the only nuts that have omega-3 fats, as well as soybeans. So think of edamame or tofu to include regularly. Here's a chart which shows the content of saturated fat found in the red and the polyunsaturated fat found in the blue and the monounsaturated fat found in the yellow, and the orange is a type of polyunsaturated fat, omega-3. And you'll see that most foods are mixed. They contain different types of fats. For instance, if you look at canola oil, it is actually very low in saturated fat and a good source of monounsaturated fat. Olive oil is a really good source of monounsaturated fat, and it is also low in saturated fat. If we look to the bottom of the chart, the saturated fats that are very high in foods, the foods include coconut oil and butter, and these are definitely the ones you want to limit, as when these fats go up in your diet, so does your bad cholesterol. So maybe think of foods or healthy fats you can add to your foods during your next week. And if you do decide to eat nuts regularly, whatever you do, don't eat them in front of the TV. Don't eat them out of the big bag or at night. That's when we overeat them. Include about a quarter cup a day and add them to foods like your oatmeal, into salads, as well as into stir fries. Thank you for listening. This was Question of the Week for Heart Healthy Fats.